Alright guys, don't mind the messy garage. You already know that means you've been putting in work. But look what I did. Look what I did to this car. Finally took off the passenger side fender to see what I got under here because I knew it was going to be rusty. Alright, so step one, right here, this rust. I can like push it in with my fingers. This right here, so rusty that the bolt actually broke through. This bolt has never been here. So I gotta deal with all that. Probably cut that whole piece out, deal with that. This rust down here, I'm gonna have to deal with all that. And luckily for this one, this part is actually solid. The last one wasn't. Yeah. So that's what I got to deal with on that. Also got to come back here. Turns out on this side, the inner fender was pretty solid. This is the only piece of rust that's on the inner fender. So I might just repair that. And I still have to fix this little stuff right here. So I got a little bit of work. Definitely got a little bit of work. But for the most part, all of that's gonna get dealt with probably within a day or two. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get to work on that. Shoulder's feeling a little bit better. Got a little bit of movement, so why not get some work done? Look at that. Both sides off. I just took the heater core assembly out. About to try to see. First of all, I'm painting this engine bay. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but right now I'm painting the engine bay just because I'm kind of tired of it looking mid, you know. So I'm trying to clean it up as best I can and also paint it while I'm at it. And I'm not going to show you guys the colors yet, but I think it's going to look really good and it's going to make the LS pop. So at the moment, here's the heater little assembly, and my heater has never worked in this car. So right now I'm about to try to clean this thing up, see if it actually works. If it works, we're good. I'm gonna just wire that thing up, but I have to test it first. So that's what I'm trying to do now. Pretty happy right now because I'm finally about to have a working heater. It was just never hooked up and I never knew it. Like let's try to show you this right here. Works good too.
Several days later.
Alright, so I'm not showing the engine bay just yet because I want to tell y'all how long this took me. So to take everything apart, quarter panels or inner fenders and the fenders, paint all that. I had to fill up all the holes on the fenders, the inner fenders and whatnot, you know, that you drill out and put stuff on because I wanted a clean look. Took me about 2 days to do everything, but we are finally done. So here's the review. I think this looks very clean. Like, I'm really satisfied with how this came out. Now, some people might not like it, some people might hate it, but I feel like it makes the engine pop. You know, like it's the main attraction of the engine bay. Now, granted, I still got a little bit more work to do. Right there, I got some holes, little tiny rust holes after I started messing with the sealant. That's like factory sealant on this, but I'm gonna take care of that too. So don't worry about that. I'll take care of all that. But I think this looks really good, in my opinion. I rerouted the wires for the ECU. I extended them as well, right here. Go all the way around. You can see them right there. Now this right here, I'm gonna cut that fuse out completely and solder those wires together. Now I don't have a soldering iron at the moment, so I'm just leaving it right there. And also with this fuel line, I don't know if you guys remember, it was sitting up here, but I got rid of all the holes. So what I'm gonna do, try to reroute it back and down and try to clean that up. But once I do that, that'll be every wire and hose out the way right here, and every wire and hose out the way down here. Now I still have to figure out what I'm gonna do with these right here, but that's a later issue. But I think this actually looks really good. Like, I'm not mad about this at all. And one of my favorite colors is silver, and I was always gonna do some type of like silver accents in the interior, like black and silver. So why not make the engine bay silver? Now my intent was to not make this thing super flashy, but I just thought silver was a solid color to make it. I think it's gonna look really good once it's all put back together and all these hoses and all those wires out the way. I think it's gonna look really good. Yeah, I literally cannot wrap my head around why this fender don't want to line up. Now I understand that there is a slight dent right here. It's not even as big as it seems, but for some reason, like, I can put my whole hand in here. This, if I push this out, really, I'm not sure though, but this gap gets bigger towards the bottom. I never touched the core support, and everybody's saying, oh, the core support might be too high. And I'm like, well, it lined up with this one, with the old one. Now, if I put the old one back on, it's giving me the same issue. Same as this. It's just that this is not as big. So I'm kind of confused, but I guess we'll see.
1 week later.
Man, busy day. So, picked up the 64 Impala fender because mine apparently has a dent in it, and I picked up, this is both side quarter panels, and he gave me an extra one. It's sitting in here, and like one of these are repro and two of these are like actual fenders. I'm genuinely shocked that I just got all of this for a extremely good. This man gave me this stuff for free. He gave me this stuff for free. I'm so shocked about this. This is the last bit of body work I need to finish up the exterior of the Bel Air. Other thing I need other than this is just a trunk pan, and that's it. So body work is gonna be finished soon. All right, so I'm working on this fender right here. Got some little fiberglass on it, sanding it down. It had a little bit of a slight wrinkle right here, so put some in there, sand it down a little bit. Also down here, luckily for me, this fender was already patched. So everything I did to my last one is already done to this one, except it has no dent right there. All right, hours later. Still gotta get some more fiberglass on this spot. It needs just a little bit just to round it out a little. Fix this spot right here, buttery smooth. And here is the trunk. So a lot of you may know I'm using turbo cans to actually paint this thing, and so far I've had really good results. So I am going to keep using the turbo cans until I actually get everything I need to actually spray this car. So you can kind of see a little bit in there, but I'm letting this layer dry, and then I'm gonna go through it again, and then I'm gonna also wet sand all this. You may not be able to like notice right here because it's like super dusty, really dusty, but this came out perfect. These came out very good, and I did both sides. Now here's the old, or that's the old fender. This is the new old fender, and then I end up having to take it back off. But doing all that right now with that fender, and I'm gonna sand it down, paint it so I can put it on and be done with this engine bay. After that, I'm gonna finish up the hood, and then we're gonna close this thing in. Finally. All right, so I'm still doing body work. Kind of mad because I let this sit overnight to let the little fiberglass dry, and it's still wet. I guess I ain't put enough hardener, but I didn't want to make it too hard to where it's super fast. Looking over here, because here is my replacement. Now, don't mind that it's been sitting for a couple years and it has surface rust, so there's actually like no pitting and nothing like that. And I'm kind of looking at where to decide where to cut this one at. All right, so if you look, I welded these in. It's not very good, I would say. I don't know. But this part is a little wavy. It's a bit of waves right here, and then there's a little crumple right here. So I'm thinking about just cutting it on this body line right here, all the way across, and trying to get that settled. So it's gonna be a little tough, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of nervous, but we're gonna see how this go. Yeah, that's really it. I'm just about to try to figure that out. All right, so that'll be the end of this video. You've seen what the engine bay is gonna look like. You see how clean it's gonna look in it. You can kind of see the trunk back there, and I have the other fender right there. As you can see, I got 1, 2, 3, all 3 passenger side fenders. But you have the base of what this is gonna look like. Now, all the wires are still gonna get cleaned up. But for now, I'm really just focusing on getting this fender in order and getting this side put back on. So please like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think of the color. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.